It's time for the best coverage of high school football in the Valley. This is the Best Local Sports Show with Sports Director Blake Arthur, Sports Anchor Bailey Arredondo, and the News Channel 3 Sports Team.
Hey, whether you think it's week 1 or week 2, we got you. A strange schedule with a limited number of local games, but it's all heat, it's all flames. Desert Hot Springs taking center stage as the only game in town. Golden Eagles flying high, never coming down.
News Channel 3 on the road. We take the trip to Heritage to see the La Quinta Blackhawks. LQ, what? LQ, you know it's the best local sports show.
Know what DHS is, fellas. Who are we? Who are we?
You're watching the best local sports show on KSQ.
Mean and nasty now, mean and nasty.
You're watching the best local sports show on KSQ.
We're feeling it. It's a great night for football.
You're the best local sports show.
Welcome to the Best Local Sports Show. Sports Director Blake Arthur alongside Bailey Arredondo. And Bailey, been a somewhat of a strange start to the high school football season. Look, we had the monsoon last week, lightning causing delays and even some cancellations. And then this week, obviously, the aftermath of Tropical Storm Hillary forcing more cancellations. So a limited revised schedule this week with just one game in town, literally.
And whether it was or not, Blake, this was the game we wanted to see. It was about time we checked in at Desert Hot Springs. And to do something, you have to be something. And the Golden Eagles have found their identity. It's our game of the week, DHS Europa Valley. Blake said it before the game, the D stands for different. Few transfers and a new bench boss, Roy Provost. Home opener vibes. BA, you feeling it?
Absolutely loving it. Love DHS, the vibe. And they're playing well too, Bailey.
Hey, let's rock. First drive of the day, senior to senior. Messiah Smith hits Joel Glatsby for the big game. In the red zone, how's your tight end game? Diego Myra hauls it in for the first TD at home for the Eagle. Blake, this team looks like a team that if they get in that rhythm early, the whole playbook is wide open.
A lot of confidence. Once they get some points on the board, it's all downhill from there.
Coaching staff allowing their talent to talk. Smith connects with Ozeas Crawford on the 2-point conversion. But do we mention the run game? Transfer running back Christian Davis. He's one to watch. Electrifying and plays with purpose. I love me some CD. Dashes in to make it 18-0 DHS. How about the other side of the ball? Dangerous. Love this tackle and effort from 2-5 Jesse Solorzano. Defense, always an emphasis. Golden Eagles soar mighty high over the Jaguars. 34-8, the final from the nest, not the establishment. DHS starts 2-0 for the first time since 2015. You bet they're different, and they're just getting started.
I love you. Way to go, baby. Way to go. Let's go. Way to go.
It was a great game. You know, we made mistakes, but we came out on top. All of my players, especially defense executed. We came in on offense and executed right back.
Yeah. We had a plan. We stuck to the plan. Some things didn't go quite our way the whole time, but you know we adapted and we overcome. It's a great team win right now. Our defense held strong. You know, it's the second week we've held a team to 8, so we're doing good. You know, we want to win the class every single time. We have high character guys out here, and we're doing it for the D right now. We're doing it for the D. We're feeding them love and support. We're feeding them love and support. You know, it starts in the classroom, being on time, high character guys, and I couldn't be prouder of these guys, man. I'm
34-8 in our home opener. Who are we?
Eagles! Who are we? Eagles! Who are we? Eagles! Who are we? Eagles!
96 points in their first 2 weeks. DHS, talk to me.
They're legit. It's really awesome to see. I mean, you hear them talk about changing the culture, but to actually see it is really special.
Hey, it's translating to the field. Cannot wait to see them the rest of the season. All right, moving on to our next game and their first game of the season for La Quinta on the road against Heritage in Menifee.
Yeah, Bailey, Blackhawks, they were solid last season.
Really
4-1 in league under their interim head coach, Juan Ramon Ruiz. And, well, get rid of that interim tag. He's the man now, and he's looking to lead LQ to another strong season. La Quinta They always take that first week off, little extra practice. So this was our first look at LQ, and Bailey, boy, oh boy, did they look good.
Wasting no time.
Doing so without arguably the best offensive player, too. No Aiden Nsabuga in this one, out with a nagging injury. So no Nsabuga, no problem. Number 8, Sebastian Osorio stepped up. Long run for the touchdown there. He basically went untouched. I mean, that's just too easy.
I could have done that.
Simple. I mean, give yourself some more credit. I mean, you were playing today, right?
Yeah.
Ground game working well for the Blackhawks. Another score for Osorio and LQ. So big game for number 8. But how about number 1, Juan Bautista? Sean Jones dials up the deep ball. Bautista's there over the top of the defense. Catch and score. That's about a 70-yard pitch and catch from Jones to Bautista. Bautista's big game, though, just getting started. We don't really show kick returns in this show. You know why? Because they're usually pretty boring, right? It's usually just a kick and a tackle, but there's a reason we're showing this.
Big Uno.
Bautista, number 1. On the back of the jersey, number 1 player in this game, arguably. He's up the sideline, and that is just, I mean, they're putting the fingers up. They're celebrating before he's even in the end zone. And then the special teams, the block punt, I mean, offense, defense, special teams, all working for La Quinta in this one. A dominant victory over Heritage and Menifee, 56-14 the final. Blackhawks get the big blowout win to start their season. All right, we are just getting started with the show. Coming up, Xavier Prep, they hit the road, a deep drive to Pasadena to take on LaSalle.
Plus, we're turning back the clocks to Thursday night football. TNF, Yucca Valley made their season debut on the road, while Shadow Hills try to improve to 2-0. Stay with us. You're watching high school football on the best local sports show.
Stronger, faster, better, so we can beat this team, all right? It's time to get some going now. It's time to get something going now.
You're watching the best local sports show with Blake and Bailey. Go Saints!
All right, dominate. 1, 2, 4. Hey, dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate!
Welcome back to the best local sports show. As we mentioned at the top, a majority of our teams are road warriors this week, one of which desperately, and I say that not lightly, desperately just wanted to play, Blake.
Yeah, the Xavier Prep Saints had their game last week canceled due to lightning. It was shaping up to be an instant classic against Coachella Valley. I mean, we were both looking forward to that game.
Oh, back and forth, first quarter.
It looked like a lot of fun. So a bummer for all involved that game did not finish, called in the first half. But that is football, that is life. When adversity strikes, or lightning in this case, you need to be able to weather the storm.
Well said.
Xavier Prep in Pasadena against LaSalle. Early on, Joe Berry. You like berries? You're a big fruit guy.
Hey, I do love berries, and hey, I like my berries when they're on the move.
And he rolls right into the end zone. Saints would strike first up 7-0. Shout out to Xavier Prep, by the way, sending in all of this video. We obviously are not going to make the trip to Pasadena, so this is what we're trying to do. Encourage you all out there to send in videos, send in pictures, help us out. That's Tyson Ruiz with the interception. Ty Guy, big play to give the rock back to the Saints and some momentum, and guess who? It's Ruiz, Ty Ruiz from Barry. Beautiful pitch and catch. A 43-yarder goes the distance.
Gone.
And Xavier, they really never look back. They win this one 28-6. Nice effort on the road in Pasadena. Hey, I mean, you hate to do the shoulda, coulda, woulda game, right? But Xavier, I mean, they could potentially be 2-0. Last week's game called a no contest, so they are now just 1-0 to start the season. But this Xavier Prep team, Bailey, I think they got a chance to do something special this year, so looking forward to seeing how they do the rest of the season. Nice win on the road, 28-6 in Pasadena.
Now, what did we do yesterday? Well, we worked, of course, and we also checked in with Yucca Valley, playing a Rancho Christian team that beat the Utah State champs in week 1. So quality ball, and YV just didn't come out on it. Little tight, early going, tip pass, pick 6 for Rancho. Nothing you could do about a tip ball, Blake.
Yeah, not much you can do about it, but like you said, I think the Trojans came out a little tight, a little sloppy. I mean, it is the first game, so mistakes bound to happen a little bit.
Exactly, and this is not only, I mean, when I was watching this, Blake, I thought this was the Michigan Wolverines at first.
Kind of.
Given the unis and the threads and the way they played, this was a really well-coached, well-executed team, and Rancho just had all the answers. Now, Michael Ramos, primed to have a big junior year, didn't really get in rhythm, missed an open guy there, but he was also facing a lot of pressure, a lot of heat coming down in the trenches. So Yucca Valley on the road cannot get it done. Stephon Rogers did provide a little spark here. Nice touchdown there for Rogers. Yucca Valley loses on the road to Rancho Christian 40-19. That game was called early, but still a loss for Yucca. They start 0-1 in their 23 campaign.
Despite the loss, I think Yucca Valley going to be a team to look out for this year. The Trojans have high expectations. So still early, a lot of season to be played. One game not going to define this team. All right, more Thursday night action. Shadow Hills on the road in Riverside against Norte Vista. The Knights coming off another Mayor's Cup win last week over Indio, but they quickly found out that the Braves are not the Rajas, Bailey. This is a very, very good football team in Norte Vista, and for Shadow Hills to go on the road, they had to play one of their better games, and early mistakes costing them the fumble on the kickoff, and then, wow, that is a heck of a run there. The Braves on offense capitalizing. Tajon Henderson, 7-0. Norte Vista. Next offensive possession for the Braves. Quarterback Seth Bolander going to find Eli Martinez, and he's going to weave past some Knight defenders. That made it 14-0 in the first quarter, so Shadow Hills takes quite the punch in the first, the early going. How would they respond? Well, they don't have Trey Hollis at quarterback. That does not look like Trey Hollis to me. That, in fact, is Pedro Trujillo in a quarterback. Finds Brandon Peffers, who runs it in. I mean, that's a heck of a play, actually, from Peffers to make it 14-6. So, Bailey, we got a ball game now, right?
Love it. Not moving his feet, not looking at the scoreboard, just play football.
So, it's 14-6. You think Knights are in this game, but Norte Vista would fire back and not look back. The Braves turn to their bread and butter. That is the ground game. It's Dreedy Elaine for the score, 21-6, and it was all NV after that. Braves beat the Knights 49-6 to final. Shadow Hills 1-1 to start their season. Next up for them, a home game Thursday against Ukaipa. We, of course, will have coverage of that one. A busy schedule next week, Thursday and Friday. So we'll have it all for you.
It just puts in perspective, too, thinking outside the area. Remember, California, a lot of top-tier athletes, and specifically in Southern California as well. But a good test for them. I love when coaches schedule that outside the area, get these guys acclimated to if they potentially want to play at the next level as well.
Well, like you said, credit Yucca Valley, too. They go out and schedule Rancho Christian, one of the best teams in Southern California. So it's to build to the end of the season. How are they, early on? Well, it's a long season. So nice to see those teams go outside the valley and compete against
Love to see the competitive juices flowing, too. Love the fight from YV, from Shadow, regardless of the scoreboard, too. Those are competitors, and it starts at the top.
You got to want to compete.
I love to compete.
I know you do.
Coming up, finishing the show with our final scores. We'll look at the rest of the games from this week's schedule and maybe talk a little bit more, Blake.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up the show, so be sure to stay with us. You're watching high school football right here on KESQ News Channel 3. It's the best local sports show with Blake and Bailey. Welcome back to the best local sports show. Blake Arthur with you alongside Bailey Arredondo as always. And Bailey, that does it for highlights, but look, we still had some more games. So let's check out those scores and get everyone caught up on some final action, some final numbers, some new graphics this year. You like those, Bailey?
I like them a lot. Pop, eye candy.
Shout out to Beto, working hard to make those. It's a tedious task. It's not one you would want to do, but
gotta squint a little bit though. I'm gonna be honest. I was looking for the scores here, brother, and you gotta squint.
They're above the right side there.
Okay.
So the Aztecs, they lost 27-0. PD's 0-2. The Arabs, they won 41-21. So they are 1-0 because that game against Xavier Prep did not count. It was
good bounce back for them.
Yes, it was. Rajas, they lose, so they're 0-2. Tough one at Hemet. 29 Palms also lost, shutout at Canyon Springs. And then how about Desert Mirage, the Rams? Thursday night winners, their opener, they get it done against Calipatria, and DCA also winning on Thursday.
A little bit of a mix of bags there. You had some teams that in the past usually started off losing, and then you had teams like Palm Desert, 0-2 to start the season.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing the Aztecs losing.
And no points on the board. They have to go back to the drawing board.
Well, they got a new coach and new system, so,
young QB.
Long season, we'll see what happens.
True.
Hey, by the way, do want to mention college football starts this weekend.
Wow.
USC at home in the Coliseum, 5 o'clock against San Jose State. Trojans are 31-point favorites, so I don't think they're going to have any problem with the Spartans, but do want to mention college football is officially back. And
one last ride in the Pac-12.
Yes, that's right. Very good point. And you'll have all the coverage over the weekend, as you always do, doing a great job. So that is it for this week's edition of the Best Local Sports Show. Next week is jam-packed, Thursday, Friday. Whew. So be sure to stay with us. We'll be working hard. And thank you to all of our hardworking team that makes this all possible. Go out, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you in a week.
News Channel 3 is now available on any of these streaming services and on KESQ.com.